It's kind of crazy. I feel like I just sat down to film one of these. What? A week ago? Maybe that's because I did just sit down and film one of these a week ago because I was behind and now I'm like on track? Question mark? I don't know what you would consider my current content state, but I am here, I am queer, and I do have another round of books for us to wrap up. This one being for the month of February 2025. And let me tell you, this group of books is actually kind of sad, and it is nowhere near as many books as I read in January. But as always, do you guys want to start with the statistics side of things with me? You do? Awesome. Let's jump right into that. In the month of February, I read 6 books, one of which was on my Kindle and the other 5 of which were audiobooks. For those 6 books, I gave out 2 2 stars, 2 2.5 stars, 1 3 star, and 1 4 star, which gave me a lovely average of 2.66 stars per book. And as for pages, the shortest book I read was 221 pages, and the longest was 417. And this month, I only read 2,084 pages, with the average being 347.3. Kind of a sad month, if you ask me, but you know what? At least it's not like reading slump material like it was last summer. I at least read something, okay? Just let it be an audiobook, it's fine. But with the lovely statistics out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about each of these books individually. The first one being The Wicked King by Holly Black. In January, I read The Cruel Prince, and then obviously I picked up The Wicked King. I really can't remember too many strong feelings that I had about this book, other than the fact that I didn't like it, just like The Cruel Prince. I actually, like, looking back over this series as a whole, could not tell you one, like, substantial thing that happened in here other than like the ending. It very much feels like filler book to me, but then again, maybe the action part is not like the point of the series and it's supposed to be just like it's not considered plot. What would it be considered? Like the going through life trait. You know, like Boys of Tommen, some people don't like Boys of Tommen or like Magnolia Parks because it's like literally character study. I'm wondering if that's what this is, and maybe that's why I didn't like it. That is some self-reflection I am just having right now in this moment, by the way. Maybe I went into you with the wrong idea. I don't know. But I really didn't love The Wicked King, just like I didn't love The Cruel Prince. I mean, honestly, if you didn't hear me talk about The Cruel Prince, I think that what's her character's name? Jude. I think Jude is insufferable, and I really don't like Cardan. I think Cardan is very much up his own ass and a little bit of a dick. And I hate that the whole thing is that I hate him, but I love him. I think that's disgusting. I think that Jude needs to have standards for herself and not love somebody who pushed her into a river, which happened in book 1. Those are just my, it's my little 2 cents right there. So clearly, do not love The Wicked King. I really have no nice words. Oh, I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, by the way. I don't think I said that. It got 2 out of 5 for me. Next up, we have my favorite read of the month, which is going to be Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I made an entire vlog of me reading this duology, so I'm not gonna like rehash everything because I said a lot, but I'll give you sum up points here. I love Rebecca Ross. I love her writing. This is the first thing I've ever read by her, and I truly believe that I need to pick up more. I'm looking at my shelf to see if I have more from her. I don't know if I actually do, but this was beautiful. This was stunning, and I bless the ground that Rebecca Ross walks on. It's just beautiful. In this book especially, I'm so glad that we got back one of the elements that we lost in like the last, I wanted to say 40% of Divine Rivals because of how the plot went. It's in regards to these things, and I'm really glad that we kind of went back to using these things in the way that we were, because I think it's so beautiful, and I loved that element in the first book, and I was really sad that we weren't going to have it in the second book, but we ended up having it, and I was over the moon excited. I honestly think that's the only reason that I was happy with how the first 40-50% of this went plot wise, because of how book 1 ended. Like, I truly just love this. I think this is beautiful. I have, do I have any bad words for it actually? I've sat with this for like a hot freaking second now, and I don't think I have anything like uber negative to say about it, really, other than the fact that maybe it was a little bit dragged out. Looking back, I don't know what I would have cut because I can't remember the parts that were important. I just remember like the little I remember the moments of Hemi going like, just like shaking the book in happiness and just anticipation, and characters need to do these things, they're not, and such is the way of life and reading. But Ruthless Vows was really, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm pretty dang sure I gave the first one 4 out of 5 stars too. Like, this is creme la creme, crop de crop, creme la creme, cream of the crop, creme of the crop, creme la creme, cream of the crop. This was beautiful. Just beautiful and stunning, and I want to find more books like this because this was amazing. And now I know what these mean, and it's so cute, and I love it. And I actually do recommend this duology. I don't recommend a lot of popular duologies, but I am going to recommend that one because that one was really good. I like the writing. I love the writing. So many quotes. Now that I'm sitting here and looking at the list of books that I read in February, I'm just now realizing that I like very heavily participated in fantasy February without even meaning to. Speaking of fantasy, got another fantasy book. Jesus. This right here is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella that comes after Powerless and before Reckless. And I have one major issue with this thing. First off, I didn't love Powerless. It felt very standard fantasy to me. Nothing wrong with that. Just by the way that people were describing it, I was expecting something crazy, and I didn't get that vibe. But now that I knew like the vibe of the series, I went into this kind of like, oh, okay, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in here, what's gonna transpire, if you will. But I didn't know going in that this actually follows. This doesn't say what character it follows on here. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna spoil anything, but this novella follows the character who dies at the end of book 1. And listen, okay, this ties into my major issue with the book because I didn't realize going into this that we were following the character who dies. I didn't know that. And honestly, I think it's a little bit evil to write an entire 221-page novella about a character that's dead. You made me emotionally attached. You made me emotionally invested. Even though I knew how it was going to end, I wanted a different ending for the character that they bond with in here to like make it so that we realize something happens when we are too distracted with our main character. You get what I'm saying? But no, character is still dead. I'm still mad, but the story was really cute and I really did appreciate it. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. As of this point in the series, I don't think it pertains to anything plot-wise. I don't know if it's ever going to, which is also weird to me, but who knows? Maybe it will in book 3. I've already read book 2. I can tell you it doesn't in book 2, but maybe it will in book 3. I don't know. Speaking of book 3, I have book 3 of our other series, Fantasy February, which is going to be The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I, once again, could not tell you anything really substantial that happened here other than we are finally done with this trilogy. I do think that plot-wise, this did the most plot progression, which I really appreciated. We actually did something. We went somewhere. We accomplished something. Thank you. And I am in utter love with how Cardan changed as a character. I am so freaking glad that throughout all of this drama and complaining and just overall bad vibes, someone learned something. And I'm glad it was Cardan. I think that was really mature of him. I really still hate Jude. And I think that Jude's sister, what's her sister's name that I'm thinking of? Not the older one. The other one who's Taryn. The other one who's not a fairy. I think that she is still like, I don't know. Those two got sister trauma, dude. And I mean like sister trauma. I wouldn't be surprised if they needed to go to like group therapy or something. Like, there's a lot to unpack there. But I did finish a series. I don't think I regret reading it because I think if I didn't read it, I would just continue sitting in this limbo of I want to know why people love it so much and thinking I would love it when I didn't love it. Don't even know if you can classify it as liking it. I'm honestly just glad that I have less popular books on my shelf now that I can say, I read it, I hated it. Move on. I'm aware that book is like completely over its time, by the way. I'm aware that book is like completely over its time, by the way. I clearly didn't care. I just read it now, so. But I ended up giving The Queen of Nothing 2.5 out of 5 stars. It definitely was my favorite of the series. Like I said, most plot progression, someone learned something, but I still didn't love it. Next up, we have the only book that I A, don't have a physical copy of, and B, is the only fantasy book I didn't read this month, which is going to be Heartless Hero by Catherine Mary Gabbard. And honestly, looking back, by the title, I should have predicted what I would feel about this book. I was genuinely just looking for a romance palette cleanser, nothing super deep that I could listen to while doing work because I wanted to read but didn't want another high fantasy land because clearly I experienced a lot of that this month. And on the one hand, this was completely that. It was a mindless romance. But when I say mindless, I mean like mindless, like 20 times. Every single character in this book gives me the biggest pet peeve. I do not know why I didn't DNF this. I absolutely hated this book with everything in my being. I truly went into it with not many high expectations because, it's named The Heartless Hero. This is what the, like, cover looks like. Like, I wasn't expecting peak literature, but this is just snobby rich people drama that drags on for far too long. And the main male character peeves me in like every sense of the word because I feel like he does a complete 180 in his feelings, and I really hate that. And I think he's a jerk. And I don't care if he had a reason to be. I don't care if it was she hurt me. I don't give two shits. He's a dick. And I hate him. And I hope that he dies. A miserable death. Like, worst fictional character I think I've ever had to lay eyes on. Worse than Jude. And I really didn't like Jude. I don't even remember Theo. His name's Theo. What kind of name is Theo? All that to say, really hated this. Should have DNF'd it. Really should have DNF'd it. The more that I sit with my thoughts on it and feelings, I'm like, I don't know why I didn't DNF it. I really should have just closed it, moved on. But for whatever reason, I felt the need to continue. I was hoping it'd get better. It didn't. I hate this book. But let's not end on a negative note. Let's end on like a mediocre note and talk about the final book I read in February, linking back to Fantasy February, which is going to be Reckless by Lauren Roberts. Before going into this book, I had already heard a couple of people's thoughts on it because, I consume book content like it's candy. And a lot of people were saying that this is really just banter between the characters. And there's nothing plot progression in here, and it's just like a filler book. And oh my gosh, were they right? Holy cow. This right here is the literal definition of a filler book. I don't know what video is going to come out first, but I ended up reading this in my library reads video because even though I have a physical copy of it, I listened to it as an audiobook through my library. And I said in that vlog about me talking about Reckless, I was like, I'm just waiting for that ball to drop when there's 50 pages left in the book, and then it kind of switches to what we do in the end that leads to like this big thing. But I didn't even get a 50-page thing. It was the last page of this book, less the epilogue. I'm not kidding. Like, I kid you not, the turning sentence of like the whole freaking point of the book is the final freaking sentence of the book. The final sentence. I read all of this to get one sentence of importance, and I did not appreciate that. But obviously, like I said, I wasn't expecting a lot going in because I didn't love Powerless, I didn't love Powerful, and clearly I didn't love Reckless. But I would have loved a little something of something. This was literally nothing. I kid you not, they walked in the same desert 4 times. They're almost back again. Oh, maybe it was only 3. I'm being dramatic. Sorry. We walked in the desert 3 times. But it's like, I can't even, like, I just can't even. Okay, this isn't even like, I wasn't even excited for the banter in this book. I was just like, can we please get some plot? Like, I just want something. Give me something. You're giving me nothing. And I never got anything. I never got a smidgen. I didn't get a teaspoon, nor a speck, or a dust, or a little creme de la creme. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything from that book, and I'm kind of mad, if I'm honest. I'm really kind of mad. So Reckless only got a 2.5 out of 5 stars from me. Was absolutely lovely way to round off my reading month. But with that, I officially have my Fantasy February wrapped up. It was definitely something. I visited 3 worlds. Well, 4. I'm not counting that romance. I visited 3 worlds, and I didn't really love any of them, except for Ruthless Vows. I really like Ruthless Vows, but I can't really pinpoint my love for it right now. I don't know what I mean either. I am also now realizing that I read really popular books this month. Good for me. Good for me and my TBR. But with that, we have reached the end of our time here together today. I actually had a whole bunch of fun talking about these books. I love when I have negative things to say because then I get to rant about the reasons that I hate books to people who understand what I'm saying or at least want to listen to what I'm saying. It makes me feel lovely inside. Is that egotistical? Maybe. I don't really know what category of personality that falls under, but whatever it is, I'm clearly in that category. Thank you all so much for sitting here and wrapping up my February reading month with me. I am sure you did not get any new book recommendations from this video, but maybe you got a new perspective on it. Maybe that's your positive to take away. I hope that your guys' book worlds are treating you just as well as mine treat me until the next time that I see you guys next Wednesday at 10 a.m. PST. Y'all have an absolutely lovely week, and I will see you then. Toodles!